Need a quilt fast? What about our May Quilt of the Month?
You'll be done in a hop and a skip with our pattern, Hopscotch.
Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Hannah with Fabric Café.
Today we're sharing our May Quilt of the Month challenge, and we picked a pattern that was a favorite from one of our quilters.
It's fast and fun and easy to make, and it has some really great movement. So let's go check out the quilt. This is our Hopscotch pattern, and it comes from the Quilt Favorites book. There's a couple things I really like about this pattern. First, we have these really fun borders. We've got two different borders, and both of them have corner blocks, which I think adds this really nice effect, framing out the quilt and bringing your awareness into the center. And the center blocks are made very easily. It's actually the same block made in two different colorways, and you just use strip assemblies in the center with long strips on either side, and you rotate the blocks to get this really fun hopscotch pattern. Let's put it on the table and I will show you exactly how to make this quilt. So first step is we have a strip assembly, and that's where you cut long width fabric strips and then you sew them together on these long sides. So you have this long strip. Then you're gonna cut off a unit from that. See, we just sliced it right off of there.
Sort of looks like you're going to build a 9 patch.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's true. So if you've done any 9 patches, you're already ahead of the game, yeah. You cut long with the fabric strips of your other fabric to put on the side. And these are fun because all you're gonna do is you're gonna take this long strip and you're gonna sew it to the side, and then you're gonna trim it even with the top and the bottom. So you don't have to cut a bunch of little pieces, which, and then we'll have a strip on the other side as well. And then there we go. Perfect. There's your finished block, and you can see it got trimmed for the top and bottom, so it's just this nice block. And this one is going to go right here. And we do have our seam allowances on, so if they look a little bit bigger than quilt, that's why. We're gonna make that other block, and we're gonna do the exact same method, but with different colorway. We have another strip assembly, only this time it is with our fabrics number 3 and number 2. We have our unit. Cut that off. Then with the fabric strips, and I like to chain piece these because it makes it go so fast.
Boy, it does.
You can just chain piece a whole bunch of these onto your strips.
So you just cut a bunch of these, and then you just start feeding them in and just keep feeding them in. Makes it go so much faster.
Just make sure you give yourself a little bit of room so you can trim them even. Then we have another long strip on the other side, and those work together to make our finished block.
That is so fun and easy. Yes.
I can understand why people gravitate towards this one. This gets turned, so it creates that vertical movement like a fun little hopscotch.
Yes.
Which I love. It's so cute.
Did you play hopscotch when you were young?
I did.
I did too. I loved hopscotch.
It was a lot of fun. I was trying to remember the other day how you drew, the chalk lines out on the ground. And I guess it's been too many years. I don't remember how to do it.
I remember.
Okay, so after this, you'll have to show me how to do it.
I'll do that. You got some chalk?
At my parents' house. They have it for the grandkids. All right, we have the beautiful fabric that we were working with, and it's a monochromatic kit too, which I really like.
I like that, and I love those little touches of gold.
Yes. All right, so our number 1 is this light gray with metallic gold and white stars on it, which is so pretty. This is going to go everywhere you see this blue right here. And then for our number 2, keeping with the metallic, it's a gold speckle on a white, and there's some gray in here too, which is really nice. And that's going to go everywhere you see this cream. And then for our number 3, it's also a double focus.
It's exactly the same fabric, isn't it?
Exactly the same, just
different colorways.
So this is going to go everywhere you see this dark blue on the quilt, and I love it so much. I love that little corner block that's on the first border.
Yeah, it just kind of fancies it up a little bit.
Yeah, and having it be the dark one too, it kind of makes this almost like angle, how it goes in with the bigger border too.
It makes it fancy.
Yeah, which is perfect for this fabric. All right, this
like
kit
it.
information is Starlight Shimmer, and it's using the Hopscotch pattern, which is from Quilt Favorites and our Quilt of the Month.
Now, this is a day of nostalgia for me. First of all, I loved hopscotch when I was little. And then when I grew up, I loved crochet.
Yeah.
This is so fun. Lots of little crocheted flowers on there.
Which
I
is
can
so
remember
fun.
making those.
I was going to ask, did you make any
I
crochet
did.
flowers?
Would you like for me to tell you what the stitches are?
Sure. I was going to say pearl knit, but that's not crocheting.
Well, we'll hopscotch first, and then we'll rest and crochet. How's
Perfect.
that?
We got an afternoon planned.
So the number one fabric is going to go everywhere you see this medium blue in this quilt. And that is going to put it all over this quilt, so you're going to have little splashes of color. I like that.
I love that so much.
And then the number two fabric is going to be that resting place for your eye. It's going to go here and here so that you can see the overall design of the quilt block.
It's not exactly crochet, but it is like interwoven little diamonds, which is so pretty.
Then the number three is this gorgeous purple. This was beautiful. It's going to go everywhere that you see the dark, and then it's going to frame so nicely. And look how it brings out the purple in the flowers. Isn't that fun?
It's so fun. With all of that multi-rose floral on there scattered across the quilt, you have so much to look at.
It's up there in that little corner too.
Oh,
so
yes.
so you get to see that and that little bit of purple that's peeking out from behind the flowers up there.
And it's the binding too, which is really nice. So you have that bright color on the outside too, really framing it all in. All right, now make sure you stay tuned to the end because we're going to be showing some photos of your amazing quilts from our March and February Quilt of the Month challenges. So stay tuned for that.
And this great quilt is called Vintage Soul, and it's the hopscotch pattern from the Quilt Favorites.
So for our next kit, we have something very fun. All three fabrics are ombre, which I love.
I love ombre too. It makes me feel like I've got all this fabric to work with because it changes so much that it sprinkles it all the way through the quilt.
I know. It's an easy way to get all those different colors in there.
Yes, it is.
So for our first fabric, it's this really lovely pink with these pink and gold dots on there with some more metallic, which we love. The polka dots are more dense and darker on the selvages. In the centers, it becomes lighter.
It also, whenever it gets to that light, it seems like it makes your dots a little more intense so that you can see them with that contrast too.
So this is going to go everywhere you see this light blue here. Then our number two, and I love this, so our number two has the gold polka dots. It also has pink, and it has teal, which, spoiler alert, the teal is what our fabric number three color is. So it picks up all of the colors from the kit, which I love. This is gonna go everywhere you see this cream right here. And then for our number three, we've got that turquoisey teal I was talking about. Got some nice dark teal polka dots with their golds. And it's gonna go everywhere you see this dark blue. And it has that same really nice flow of more polka dots at the selvages going into that beautiful glowy light. I just think this turned out so much fun. It's so bright and happy.
It is. It almost looks like it's backlit.
Yes. Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
So it would be perfect to hang on the wall, and it looks like you don't have to shine a light on it because the fabric is already doing it for you.
Right. And look how you can it really shows up in the borders where you see that ombre in the borders.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, the kit information for this one is Cotton Candy Confetti, and it's using the Hopscotch pattern.
This is just like, I can just see a formal dress and then a tuxedo.
Maybe a glass of wine.
Yes, I just love this. This is beautiful fabric. It's a gorgeous batik. And it is going to look stunning on this quilt. And it's going to go everywhere you see the blue in the quilt. And that's going to, again, it's going to put that number one fabric all over in a predominant spot. So it's really going to be showy. And then our number two fabric is another one of these wonderful tone-on-tone fabrics that we like to use. And that is going to look so good everywhere you see the lighter. And that just, it really does make the style of the blocks really pop on this particular quilt. Then the number three in our tuxedo look here.
Yes, and our nice black dresses, you know.
Right. It almost has a formal, more of a linen-y look to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty, pretty. And that is going to go everywhere you see the darker blue, which creates that perfect border for this particular quilt. I like it. And you can see it has a little bit more of a formal look to it.
Yeah. And I love how different you can get this pattern by putting different styles of fabrics.
Yes.
The last one was so perky and poppy, but this one is elegant.
It is.
Radiant.
And I can see this on a leather sofa.
Ooh, yeah.
It would be really nice.
Perfect.
It would look really good on a light color sofa too.
For a lot of contrast.
Right.
All right, now as always, we are offering a coupon code for our downloadable pattern of Hopscotch in honor of it being our May Quilt of the Month. And that runs from today until the end of May.
Now this kit is called Garnet Vine, and it's the Hopscotch pattern.
Now our next kit has stripes, and this pattern is perfect for stripes because how the blocks are made, it'll always turn the right way.
That is awesome.
Which is great. And they don't have to match anywhere. So you're never gonna have to worry about matching up your stripe, which is preferable for sure.
No one wants to match for stripes.
No. And we have this really funky stripe. It's like wavy with all of these different colors.
And different sizes of stripes.
Yeah.
The little tiny ones and great big ones. I like that.
So this is gonna go everywhere your blue is right here. And then, which should also be on your binding. And I love me a stripe on the binding. It's just so much fun.
Yes.
Then for our number 2, it's this simple kind of linen-y texture, light blue aqua, which picks up all these different blues in our focus. And that's gonna go everywhere our number 2 is right here, this cream. And then our number 3 fabric, which I love, it's this bold, like electric blue.
Yes, it really picks up this blue here and there. Yes, I like that.
And this is gonna go everywhere you see this dark blue on the quilt. And you can see what I mean about the stripes. They're all going the exact way that they need to be going. So you're gonna have this fun movement on top of the movement of the pattern down your quilt.
And this is a quilt that is for the young and the young at heart. It is a happy quilt. It really is.
And the kit name for this one is Funky Fusion. And again, it's using that Hopscotch pattern.
This is fun. This looks like that technique that they use where they drop the paint onto the water and then they dip the fabric and it pulls up and makes these cool designs.
Oh, yeah.
I never learned to do that, but I was always fascinated by it. But it's gorgeous. And so this, and you know, you mentioned when we were looking at it earlier that it looked like a stripe. So it does have a kind of a stripe. But look how
the linear effect.
Look how it just kind of dips into itself. Isn't that
With all these different colors.
so much movement? Now that number 1 fabric is going to go everywhere you see the blue, and it is going to be fantastic. And then the number 2 fabric is this gray. And what's really cool whenever you're mixing colors is that gray is a result of mixing multiple colors together.
Oh, that's true.
But it does definitely have the blue undertones the same way that the number 1 fabric. The number 2 fabric goes everywhere you see the lighter colors. And then the number 3 is sort of a navy. Yeah.
With a little touch of gray, like you were talking about.
And it's kind of a blue gray, which in this case is really nice. Look how that looks together.
Picks up all those dark colors.
It is going to be a perfect accent color so that it really does accentuate the loveliness of the other 2. Look at how all of those colors are going into that block. And it also is interesting that it almost looks like it's more of a square than
Oh, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
It kind of changes the effect of the pattern.
It kind of gives a chain effect going on there. It's really nice. I like that a lot.
Looks so nice with all of these different things. There's so much to look at, so much depth.
And this kit is called Velvet Cascade, and it's the Hopscotch pattern.
Now it's time to share some of the inspirational quilts that you all have made. So first, we're gonna start off with some quilts from our March challenge, corner play. And first up, we have Marion, who she made it scrappy with lots of different fabrics in the center of her blocks, which I think that was so clever.
That is so clever. I love that.
And then she did her border too, which I think is so much fun. I love, she changed up fabric placements a little bit so that it was framed out with that the scrappy border, which is so cute.
I like that a lot.
And she made a custom backing. So, Marion, you're killing it. It looks fantastic.
It's great. Now, Cynthia did the next quilt, and she did such pleasant color combination. Those are just real homey and cozy feeling to me.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I love that contrast you got with it.
Oh, yes. And that dark blue really makes it work perfect in that center of the bigger block, along with that yellow. It is just such a nice quilt. I like that a lot.
Yeah, very, very nice. Next, we have Mary Jean, and she added a very intricate border to her quilts.
Wow.
I mean, look at that.
I know. That's
incredible with all those diamonds and flowers.
Yeah, it's like a sampler border.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fun idea.
I don't know that I've ever seen anybody do a sampler border like that.
Yeah.
That is really cool,
It's so
Margene.
cool. And she also said that she is planning on making the Irish Christmas pattern to use as her backing.
Well, how fun is that?
You'll have to send us a picture when that is done, Mary Jean, because I cannot wait to see that. That sounds awesome.
I agree. Now, Janet swapped her fabric positions around, and it turned out great. What a lovely blue combination that she's gotten there.
Very soothing and comforting.
Yeah, and that is fun the way she's changed her colors around so you get a different look. And I've seen that happen so many times where you just go ahead and break the rules and move the fabrics around. Get a lot of creativity that way.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Great job, Janet. Now we have Amy, and Amy made a twin size of the corner play. And she shared that she didn't have enough of one of her fabrics, so she pulled in a fourth fabric from her stash, which I love it. So she used it on her first border and her binding.
I was going to say that first border really gives it a pop.
Yes. Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I like that.
That looks so nice. Great job, Amy.
Now, next up is Corla. And I want you to know that the neutrals really work well in this particular pattern. I like that a lot. I have a very neutral sitting room, and this would look fantastic in there.
It would be perfect.
It has kind of an extra pop of pattern with the way that almost looks like squares and maybe a
It highlights the pattern piecing.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I really like that. Good job, Corla.
Now, if you have made the corner play pattern or you're still working on it, be sure to send your pictures in. It doesn't matter how late you send pictures of these quilts of the month. We want to see them all and share them. So send them on our way.
Please do. And now let's look at some great versions that you've made using the Gatsby pattern. So Gail used this wonderful fabric with tractors and farm equipment for her focus.
Yes, it's so cute.
It is. And Gatsby is a great pattern for a panel or for yardage that you can use to, and she made this one for her grandson.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is so perfect.
That's so nice, Gail. Now, Stephanie sent us in multiple Gatsby quilts, and she did something really fun. She had a bunch of a forest animal panel. So she made 3 different quilts using the same panel, but changing up her matchers.
Well, what a cool idea.
I know. And she used more than 3 fabrics in all of them.
But they all have the same basic focus panel. Cool idea, Stephanie.
Very creative. Thank you.
And here's one by Beth. She calls this the quilt, her Christmas quilt, Hawaiian style. I love that. There are these cute Santas on the beach with tropical shirts. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. And I've always thought it was so sweet to have that kind of a Santa on vacation.
Yes, yeah. He's got to have a break too sometime.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And then Krista sent in one where she used a paisley, a floral, and a stripe. And I mean, what a perfect placement for that stripe.
Oh, yeah.
It's so pretty in that pink. It can be difficult to match different prints sometimes and to make them, work together. But Krista, you did a great job. These go together beautifully.
Absolutely. We also want to share some pictures from our January quilt of the month, Arcade. I love how different all three of these colorways are. I love seeing how some of you have used more than 3 colors too, because it does add a great extra pop.
Oh, absolutely. We also have some great photos of quilts from our November quilt of the month, which was Gallery. And again, for this one, we have so many different colorways, and this pattern looks great in them all. I love that Caroline made it a Christmas quilt. It looks like little snowmen dancing on the gallery wall. It's so cute.
Thank you so much for sharing your photos. They spark so much creativity and inspiration in all of us.
Oh yeah, I see so many good ideas that I want to try, but I can't keep up because all of your quilts are so amazing.
And if you want to send us pictures of your quilts, send them to welisten@fabriccafe.com.
And if you would like to see what our April quilt of the month was, be sure to watch the video that pops up.
Happy quilting!